Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at CONECTIONS 50 Plus. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on CONECTIONS 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to CONECTIONS 50 Plus 5.8G Alive. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, one of the co-creators of CONECTIONS 50 Plus, and as usual with me on this show is my colleague.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, Trinidad, Tobago, and the rest of the Caribbean Gael viewers. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite, the other co-creator of CONECTIONS 50 Plus. How are you, Jennifer Gibbons Joseph?
Girl, let me be positive because I have had a great week. You know, I was able to do some road trips. You know, went out with my grands. We did something at Wildflower Trust. I went out with a friend. I did other road trips. So I must say I had a great week. Ending up with I feel like if I'm getting the virus, but you know what, Terry-Ann, I'm not focusing on that aspect of me. Well, I'm focusing on the healing part, you know, to ensure that I feel better. But great memories of the road trip.
Yeah.
You know how you do it.
Yes. I am great. I am great. I am, this week we are promoting our upcoming Southwest Peninsula. And as we were talking about the purpose of it and what, both of us, I think, in our lives are at a point where you're thinking about future and you're thinking about present, and it's causing us to reflect on life. I am in the process of selling our family home, which is really the final putting away of my mother and my brother. It is the final putting away because it's a huge, it's a really big responsibility. And I am acting on behalf of my father, who is 90 and in a retirement home, and on behalf of my two surviving siblings. And with every move, I am reminded of the fragility of life. Well, it's not fragility for me. It is the inevitability of death, that this life is going to end. And Jennifer, I am not alarmed by it, but it reminds me how critical it is for us to live with joy, especially on the third act stage, notwithstanding whatever happens to us. Because when I look at my mother, I look at my brother, I look at my father, if it's one thing that underlines their life, it's joy. And that's one thing. But last night I was thinking of you, and I know you have this virus, and it occurred to me, you reminded me of a very, very good friend who was recently, several years ago, was diagnosed with a terminal illness. Well, the illness is not terminal. And that friend was recently out of touch for about 3 weeks. When the friend finally contacted, they said, "Oh, I thought I had COVID." And other friends were like, "What? And you didn't say anything, you didn't what?" And the response was simply, I knew it had nothing to do with that diagnosis before. And if I went to a doctor, they would focus on that. So I needed the time to sit, be quiet, listen to my body, and heal. And Jennifer, that is so similar to how you approached your encroaching symptoms yesterday. And it makes so much sense. What is it that you two are doing that a lot of us miss?
I don't know if I do it. I don't think this is really, let me put it this way. Let me see how best I can answer. I will start by saying, Terrian, are you talking about on this stage? I really believe most of us have that fear of dying because we know we reach this age. We're very vulnerable at this stage. Fear of dying, fear of being critically ill. And as a result of that, when we get whatever aches and pains, it vary. We get the symptoms. Of course, we panic. We panic. I think I'm speaking for most of us. We panic and we rush to the doctor because we believe medication would heal us. And when we check all the occasions, we rush to the doctor and we get medication. It still take a period of time for us to get better. Okay, so let me start by saying that. For me, it's such a thing like self-healing, and I believe that is very critical too for us. So I try to, I'm not an expert, so please.
Yes, we're not giving medical advice.
Yeah, please. This has nothing to do with for you to follow what I do. And I'm not saying that it will always work. But for me, before rushing out to the doctor, I try to manage my anxiety because I know anxiety for me is very, very critical to how, because when I get anxious, because I'm hypertensive, it sends up my pressure, makes everything worse. And when you go to the doctor, obviously, pressure high. So the first thing is the pressure high. So they either change your pressure tablets or give you the same warning they normally would give you. Stay off a salt, which is what I do anyway. All right. So it could get very frustrated. So what I have found is if I quiet myself, really relax and quiet myself, do nothing. So when I relax, and relax could be, you don't have to be lying down in bed, cover up, which we tend to do. It could be sitting outside. Me, I like nature. So sitting outside, stretch out in a lounging chair, put two chairs, you put up your foot on one and you sit on the next, put a cushion behind you. And really, for me, I talk about energy. So surround myself with positive energy. And in doing that, I think positive thing. I think of myself not in pain or in that way, but relax my body. Try my best to relax my body, right? Not that you're dismissing the pain, but you understanding what your body going through. And this is what I try to do. And in most cases, it helps. It may result in me still having to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
While I'm doing that too, I look at the things that I will normally take, whether it's a cup of ginger tea, whether in terms of the virus, simple things like using salt water to gargle it, basics. And I have felt I think the most important thing is not being anxious and not being afraid to die, because I think that creates the anxiety. I have been, because let me tell you, as I said, I had a great week into the weekend, but yesterday I start feeling the flu, other issues coming up. I refuse to check my pressure. I went and take the pressure tablet too.
Yeah.
So no matter how high the pressure is.
So it's common sense.
The result is the pressure tablet and watching what you eat and drink, etc. So I do that. And, I prefer sit up and move around than to lie down. For instance, yes, I'm doing the way we're talking now. I still have that fluey feeling and not 100%, but just talking to you and being on the show, to me, it's a healing process. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
So basically, that's how I deal with it. But I think with us, we have to handle death. We don't like to talk about death. we are shocked when we hear so and so die, even if they were sick before. And we believe if they
And we
did
say
X, Y, or Z.
everybody dying.
But we believe, we will hear a friend and we'll say, oh gosh, if they had only done X, Y, and Z, they might have been alive today. No, no. So I think that is a difficult, not just for our age group, but it's a different as a human beings. We don't want to die.
I think for our age group, Jennifer, I think for our age group, it's especially harder. It's especially hard because we have so much energy, so much potential, and now we realize that post-retirement is not the get ready for death, but it's the time to really live, just as we are talking. And therefore, when things happen that threaten our immortality, we tend to panic, overreact. And I really do admire you and the friend that I spoke about. And I also remember my brother who passed a couple of months ago when he was diagnosed with all his heart, kidney, all kinds of things. He went into a period, and I'm talking about 5+ years ago. He went into a period of, he started his day with reflection and meditation. And he can, and because we have the Christian faith, it was based on the Bible. He didn't become no big preacher man. He wasn't but he started his day with a discipline that went on ceaselessly for all these years. And I think given the complications of his health situation, that steadiness first thing in the morning helped to carry him for a few years. I don't know if it helped to carry him for a few years longer, but it certainly helped him to have joy in the midst of acute stress. And I think that is something we need to pay attention to. And if I could comment on things that are not associated with illness, what I'm finding much easier to do now is when my body tells me, stop and lie down, I listen and I leave things undone. And I'm talking about, no, I'm not preparing any meals because I'm going to lie down. Or no, this cupboard will remain unorganized because I'm going to lie down. Or we may have to do, I may have to do something, some project for someone that I promised, and I say, no, I need to lie down. Giving me permission for me to relax myself because my body said, I want to lie down.
And Terry, Amber, that's so difficult for many of us. And let me tell you, it may be simple. I am one who and many people listening may relate to this. I don't want to go to bed with the sink of a set of waves in it, right? I don't want to go to bed unless I'm a straightener, when I say straighten up thing, long time you said you have to straighten the place before you leave the house. You have to, so when I'm feeling like this, and you mentioned that if you're feeling like this, go on and just rest. Let me tell you, you won't believe the challenge in going to lie down and you watching around and the place is straightened up. You even think that, oh gosh, if you get this sick and you can't get up and somebody coming up. No, this is real nonsense, but this is just a habit, culture, whatever you call it.
What they will say about you, the kitchen dirty.
No, what you're saying is quite correct. That, and the younger people different. I might try to say, but you're dead anyway if you're dead. Coming in and looking around the house.
Somebody will watch the bed.
Somebody coming in. and let me give you this joke. I have a cousin who overseas, but they do she works in the hospital, and her role, I can't remember what they call that particular, what they call them, not just a nurse, but an emergency, like an emergency nurse. So when they get the call, she goes with the ambulance to the homes. Now she's Trini who went up there, right? And she was telling me this story. She said, as a typical tree, she would know when she entered that home, sometimes it is a West Indian or not, she said, because some homes are, she said it's sickening, but you could see how they try and
Last
clean up before they go into that bed. Seriously. And as I was giving you the story, I remember her saying that. She said, and some homes you're going to, and she said you have to walk over a certain thing, and they just couldn't make it, and they decide to leave it so. And she's not saying that with criticizing anybody or judging. It's just when she comes in, we talking about our culture, she's referring to that. So yeah, and that is what we have to learn to do. We have to learn to do it. Your body, you're feeling tired. Because many times, again, you will get this story, well, they should have rested more. They should not have done that. They should not have gone to work because we still have our age. We're still in the workplace, many of us. If not in the workplace, we helping out. We babysitting the grands, for the men. Oh, men feel no way. They're going to lie down, you men. You feel your strength and to show that you're not sick. You have to get out there doing something. Whether you're going, you're still going wherever you're accustomed going. But going in that bed and lying down or just being home doing nothing.
Just being quiet. Yeah.
Many can't do it. And I think that makes a big difference to us healing ourselves. Definitely. When you leave everything, as my mom would say, you leave everything undone.
And you're not leaving it forever, Jennifer. It's not like you're leaving chaos.
No,
you're postponing it and taking an hour. I need 2 hours. All right, eat bread today. No breakfast or no lunch or no dinner. Come on.
And listen to me too, Tarian. Your loved ones, your friends, whoever coming to visit, they just quickly clean up and things for you, They do it for you without you asking. But yet still, we are stuck in that habit that we feel if we go and go and go, it will heal us. That the illness or whatever it is will go away. It's only go away when you give yourself that quiet time. You allow yourself to feel whatever is happening within your body, and then you could make that decision. So that's how it is.
Yeah. Anyway, Jen, now that we have our healing moment, let's move over to our tribe so we can talk about our business, about how after we rest, why we rested.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer, it's plenty excitement, girl, the Southwestern Peninsula trip. But Jennifer, first, let us explain to our viewers how we approach these trips. Because people talk about the experience of a CONECTIONS road trip, and there are many choices. People have many choices all over the place. But I think one of the things I would like people to know is that when we plan a trip, we really think about what kind of experience would we want to have, what kind of joy, what kind of energy, what kind of excitement, how do we want to be treated? And that's what we invite you into.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
We always add, because as you said, there are a lot of options out there, and that's okay. But for us, having some form of, activity, I like not just be sitting down and just driving to one point and that's it. But again, we have to recognize to our age. So we have to party how we like to party. And to do that, we always do something new. So karaoke is something we always do. But in addition to that, we think of, okay, this is the trip. What can we do on this trip to add to the excitement, to the nice experience? So when we think of the trip, for instance, like when we did, and we had several, before. So our last trip, like when we did San Fernando Hill, we thought, okay, that is such a beautiful environment to have guests come in because they could, and not just any and every guest, but to have fun. So of course we had like Errol Fabian, and to add to empower the group also, and we had Dr. Rouse. But we thought that environment, that space was ideal for that type of event or activity. And it worked great. And when we look at the others that we did, which was like La Vega and all the others, it was different. So as you say, we look at where we are going and what we can do to help you, not help you, but add to distress, help you
To
distress.
make sure we
and
having
have
fun and you coming with us to have fun too.
Yes, and we could do it together. The other thing is we definitely, in terms of making that connection, and for us, is to, for those who don't have that opportunity to go out, they're not in a group, you don't have that friend, because not everybody maybe like to go out or like to go on trips like this. You love to do that, but you don't have anybody to go with. You want to go with a group of people, a tribe that will embrace you, that you feel comfortable with. This is what we create also. So you could come along, have fun, feel comfortable. And I must say, we always get that great feedback to know that, yes, we did it right.
Yeah.
And we can continue to, to add these elements to make you comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, but I am really excited about this Southwestern Peninsula trip because it reminds me of my childhood. Because, most people, if you're from the north, Maracas, Western Peninsula, Carenage, you might know Toco. But being a southerner, the world was go east or west, go Mayaro for holidays, or go Granville or Cedras, and things like that. And I always find that the coast on that side of the country is just so different because it's more like a lake. It's so calm. It has its own different beauty. And I find that so few people that I know in the north have ever been past Point Fortin. They go Point Fortin for carnival, but they don't know Granville, they don't know Cedras. And what is the Cactus except that place the Panyol is coming?
Yeah.
And so I think I like the fact that our trips take us to places that we would not have been before, that are kind of inaccessible, and we make it accessible. So I am really, really excited about this one. So Jen, let's remind people where we're going. Our dry run road trip was such fun.
Yeah. And what is that? Well, Terry, and we have to tell them also, because from last week, we got, the calls kept coming in, to book us, because we did say book early because space was limited, because we thought we will just have a very small group. But listen to me, we had to change our minds on that. And we couldn't turn our backs on those who have been calling. So we made a little change to what we want to say change, nothing to do with the trip, but to the numbers, Terry. Right? That we adjusted and we say, you know what? Let us include more. Let us expand a bit. Because these are people who want to be with us, want to come along, excited to be expanding. But listen, we still have a limit.
I will
We
just say
still have a
this,
limit.
Jennifer, let's not get the cat out of the bag, because this time your accommodations for doing this road trip, and it's a lengthy road trip, it's going to be, we're really traveling in style this time. But we're not
Yep.
going to say how.
What we will tell you is, please tell your friends. You know, you may have thought that, okay, yes, we say very small group, so you wouldn't tell your friend who, you know, but now tell your friends, invite your friends, let us know, you know, and yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't put a cutoff
We're
date yet.
roughly doubling capacity. We're roughly doubling capacity. So,
Yeah,
but still register, because we've already gone past the original SEP 25 that we set. So
Yeah.
we sort of double the capacity. So we're going in style. We're going in a real style. It's going to be phenomenal. You are going to enjoy it. And what we want to do in our time, Jennifer, is to remind you of some of the fun times that we have when we get together. So we're taking a little look again at our anniversary celebration and the kind of fun that you might expect to have on the beach or in the pitch lake or wherever we go. So, Jennifer,
and this is healing for your body too, Terian.
This
is
it.
really,
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when you come from these trips, you really feel so relaxed and happy and on a special high.
Listen,
you know?
the sulfurous pool in the pitch lake, when you soak in that sulfur water, it's not only a cleaning of your skin, but that's supposed to be drawing stress out of you and all kinds of stuff. And the waters of the southern coast, southwestern coast, it's no big wave knocking you down like maracas and Mayaro.
You know,
But,
and plenty of people, you won't believe, Terian has said that they may have been Pitch Lake only once when they were a child and they have never been after that. Well, don't ask for Columbus Bay. That's like, forget it. They've never even, they heard of it as one of the best beaches in Trinidad, but they never reached so far, you know?
Yes,
so yeah,
yes.
It's encouraging.
So take a look as a little reminder of what fun CONECTIONS 50 plus style is by checking out this clip with people coming. I mean, and today's show, but let's get the theme of today's show because it's really tied into what went on this weekend.
Yes.
And it is permission to free up.
Yeah.
At this third act stage, hello, we have given ourselves, nobody give us permission. It is important that we make that differentiation. We give ourselves permission to free up and see who we are and enjoy it. So if you have not done that as yet, we'll talk to you in another show, but we're not talking to you today. Talking to those who have done this. And our first event, Jennifer, permission to free up.
Yes. Remember, we for those who have been following us, our first event we said was fun and games. And it was really fun and games because I want to thank you. I mean, we had such a beautiful group of people. Wow. You know, that just made the whole occasion, the whole event
gave themselves permission
more fantastic.
Yeah, they gave themselves permission.
I mean, you know, we started off just chatting, socializing, because many people, you know, not everybody knew each other. So that was a great opportunity for us to mingle and get to know each other. And of course, let me tell you this fact. You know, Terian love the kitchen. So we had, the sangria that she did, she made sure, she said she's doing the sangria. It was, I mean, just fantastic. and I'm not a drinker.
I like
It still had a little
water.
in it. But it was really nice, and the local drinks. And so let's start. The food and drink was just right for the occasion.
Yeah.
Right?
Nice.
And I have to give Terry Ann more praise on that than, myself. She got some help, but still. Yeah. And, so as I said, we started with that mingle. And when you say permission to free up, and that is why I said we had such a beautiful, beautiful group of people. Because each person there, and Terry Ann, you said it, if you're not ready to give yourself permission to relax, have fun, and release all the negatives from around you. Yes, you may have challenges, but wasn't a time for you to bring, as we say, bring your baggage with you. So nobody brought their baggage. Everybody who came in dancing, happy, and just ready to just get going. And that's what we did. We got going. Listen to me. Only reason you stop is rain started to fall late when long after.
Jennifer, it was advertised at 3 to 6. And
that was about 8 when it started
at 7:56. If it didn't sprinkle, we weren't going to stop.
We went about 10. It was beautiful. So you know what I love, Terry Ann? And we're talking about it freeing up, that we played games, the board games, that some of the games we improvised a little bit. We did our own thing. But it was so much fun that nobody sat back and said, look, I'm not playing. Everyone participated, and you all will see from our clips, talk about fun and laughter. That was about fun and laughter with those games. And of course, Terry Ann, the karaoke.
Now, we had 2 types of karaoke. There were 2 versions. There was the ballad karaoke, and then there was the soca karaoke. So you had to put it in 2. And there was group karaoke and individual karaoke.
And listen, the 5.8G tribe are talent, a lot of talent. Terry Ann, as we're speaking here about the karaoke and freeing up and having fun. I did get a call from a friend who, wanted to come and keep changing her mind. Eventually, she didn't come. But called to ask me how it went. That sort of thing. And I say, you have to be there to really appreciate all the good vibes and the fun. But it had me wondering, and I think about this a lot. Why do some people hesitate to give themselves permission to have fun?
Guilt. I think, Jennifer, and listeners, you all will laugh because it came out and when people were talking about us on the event, during the event.
Yeah.
People know Jennifer is usually the reasonable person and the balanced person, and she would look at all kinds of things. And I would just say, I really do believe that our cohorts, and this is a generational issue, because we are the result of the whole liberation. We are not the hippies. Our parents were the hippies. All right.
I thought I was from the hippie area.
The tail end. You were a little child with the hippies.
I went Woodstock, but okay.
You went Woodstock?
Yes. Listen to me.
Woodstock in the States? You went Woodstock?
No, the local one. They had a local Woodstock
there was,
right around that time. Yes,
okay.
yes.
And then, a lot of the psychology or the sociology of this freedom came from that. And us in the Caribbean, we really caught it a half generation after, because you're still from very conservative societies. I mean, you couldn't do plenty of the things that they were doing. So probably a half a generation after, you start trickling in. And then at that time we were mixed up with 1970 and all kinds of
Yeah.
things were mixed into it. And Jennifer, I think that our children are the ones who really couldn't be bothered and are free. A lot of us still have feathers. So the conservatism of that period. And
Yeah.
when we have to have fun, and we will do the clips and you'll see, all right, some of the karaoke, and oh God, don't talk about that Soul Train dancing line. I think that is where you saw the permission to free up. A lot of us would just say, no, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I'll give you all a joke. And this is another example, because Jennifer bought something out. Jennifer, when we were getting ready, and I had on a top and a pair of shorts, and Jennifer made the point again, saying there's a time her father would have looked at me and said, "You ain't find you're too old to be wearing those shorts." Now,
Yes.
I had decent shorts. It was mid-cap. It wasn't a batty rider. It was a decent shorts.
Yeah.
But those are the kinds, there are lots of people who would still have the echo of what daddy
Was
or
yeah.
somebody
Or what was
said
decent, the decent dancing,
What
and
was
how we carry yourself,
expected
etc.
of you,
Yeah.
and they still are haunted. I use the word haunted because it's a ghost that running around in the head. It's still affecting them, and it stops them from freeing up. And freeing up people here is not no lewd and craziness.
Yeah.
This is just having fun, having good old fun, and doing
And
things
doing the things you
that
enjoy. And that's it, you know, because you would find the atmosphere, the whole vibes is so positive. And I always speak about judgment, Terry-Ann. And I believe many people now, I understand, and I always say, I'm not knocking those who don't like to go out and happy at home. Eh?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Once you're happy,
That's okay. If you're happy at home, watching television, doing whatever you want to do, that's fine. But my thing is, if you watching on, you know, some of us maybe, even when you're home and you're watching some of those old reels, even like this is Soul Train and those things, and you say, boy, I wish we could go back to those days. I wish I could have fun because I always like to dance, etc. But you're not allowing it. You feel like that has gone. So there's no way you could have that kind of feeling again because you're too old. So you're keeping yourself back. And let me tell you, when you have these, I love a back in time feta. Hey, we must have that area. So in that
I don't like it from back in time, you know. I
love the back. I like the music. No, it's called, listen to me. I know it as back in time fet, where you play all the old time music and have fun.
A good fet and good music. And if the music happened to be from the 60s, 70s, or 2000s.
Oh, well, this what I'm talking about is music from those days, but the fun music. This is how we did the Soul Train dance and like. But when you hear that music, it reminds you of the different type of dances. And persons who enjoyed it then, it doesn't mean you can't come out and enjoy it now. You know, but I'm just saying that many of us, I believe, don't free up and hold back, as I said, because of all the hang-ups from long ago. You know, and let me tell you this, even if your knee is not good, when you watch Terry-Ann dance, and you will realize, hey, it's not about that.
It is not. It is. And
it's however low you could go at this stage.
I just think, you see, this month of celebrating,
yes,
if you've decided you want to, there's a spirit in you that is able to be free at this stage of your life, because you're now done with the second act and you're finished with the first act. You've done your responsibilities, and hey, you're alive, body and soul together, and now I have the time, I have the ability, and for some few resources, I can do it, and I decide to do it. Then that's the cohort. And whatever it is you do, if it is you want to sit down and read in a corner, but you're thrilled, fine, and you are no longer limited to what somebody outside of you may think or say, then that's who's having
What
fun
I
and
would
freeing
say
up.
is put yourself in that happy mood. There was how the song goes. It's a song about
Don't
who
worry,
sang
be
it?
happy. Don't
No, no,
worry,
no,
be
no. One
happy.
of those Calypsonians, one of the younger ones.
Mm.
Happy place.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Put yourself in that happy place. And that makes a difference, because I can tell you, I could not even, to get home or something else. But when I got home, I took a bath and I sat down. I was only smiling and reminding myself, wow, it was so much fun. And we got a lot of feedback. A friend who always come to our say, Jennifer, this was the best one. I danced so much, So it all goes with the vibes of the day. And that, Monday was full of positive vibes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But-
So for me, Terrian, for us at this stage, it just shows that don't bottle up the things. They say you have all these things within you and you're wishing and you're wishing and you're wishing. You wish you could do this and you wish you could do that. Forgetting it's no longer wishing. We doing it. We actually doing it.
And
whatever, we can do it.
And I would say, to those of you who have difficulty doing that, find a therapist. For the rest of you, come along. Because for this month, it has been too much talk. We've been talking too much about this. And for those of you, and I say this with all the love that I have in my heart, it really, really, I know it is difficult for some people to give themselves permission to have fun because of all kinds of stuff. And Connections 50 Plus understands that you have to go through a process. But this month is dedicated to those who have decided, and we freeing up and we moving forward. And Jennifer, I think we can share a video that really gives the spirit of what freeing up is. So,
yeah.
And it is the video of the Soul Train dancing.
I love that.
Right for me. So, people, if you can see your spirit here, now you don't have to be dancing, as we said. If your free up spirit is to sit down and read a book, all power to you. But if you can see your spirit here, then you know what our anniversary is about. So, taking this vibe. And Jennifer, we have one more. So you see, this is what giving yourself permission to free up is about. And this one is a special one, all right? So you all will understand why this one is so special, because you'll see who dancing. So now tell me, do we understand now what permission to free up is? Jennifer, I mean, some people would have fun dancing and some would not. And we don't advocate that this is what you do, but you'd realize that the age groups that were there is as wide as the 5.8G is wide. And people had no issues or problems thinking about what who say or who think. You gave yourself permission to have a good time with what you like.
Taryn, when you hear the music, for me, I like dancing. So from the time I hear the music, I say yes, I have to dance. Now I can't remember all the steps, of course, but it could be, you don't have to be right. It doesn't have to be correct. You just have to, you just having fun. Singing was never my thing, though, Terry.
But you have a voice.
And I'm never confident enough to sing. Could sing along when there's plenty of people singing and you know they're not hearing me among the others. But dancing, I love that. So for those who love to sing, well, Taria, they had the opportunity, although I still join in, but they really had that opportunity with the karaoke.
Yes, Jennifer. So that was singing. What about dancing?
Yeah, we had singing, dancing, the karaoke. I mean, we have so many clips. Of course, we'll as we go along and the other shows, we'll get said a little bit of what we have been doing. But Terry, that as we said was a lot of fun, and we all gave each other permission, give ourselves, I should say, permission to free up. And really, and everybody went home smiling and chipping and saying, okay, next time, you know.
But
this is so
we
nice.
have one to show why they were chipping and smiling and carrying on to see the vibe. And again, we're showing people dancing and singing and stuff like that. But I mean, this is just a snippet. There was game playing, there was talking, there was all kinds of things, but we just doing the most hyped parts, but still enjoy some uptown funk now.
Because, you know, Terry, and what I always say, if you leave your house to go to any sort of event, it should be where you're going to have fun, you know, not to sit down and be bored or think about. Remember those days? Yes.
So no, we had a wonderful, and I mean we showed dancing and stuff like that, but we had a wonderful time. And what I loved is that everyone just had an opportunity to just have a great time. I always say, put some good food in front of people with a few drinks, you know, get to a few. The sangria was the health part of it.
And a nice company, you know, everybody,
nice
just
company.
Beautiful company, you know, and that's it, yeah.
And
so that was a great way, Terry Ann, to start our celebration, our first event. I mean, I don't need to tell you about the type of feedback we got from that. So we may be able to just a bit, one or two, but we got great feedback from it.
I'm all on Facebook. Keep chatting.
And guess what? So we moving into our second, remember it's 3 events, right? So we are moving into our second event. This time now, and too much, I don't know if you will have the opportunity to dance up a storm, as they say.
Short pants. I put on a proper dress.
You may not have that opportunity to dance up a storm.
So to close up this show, we're going to share one more bit of karaoke, which I think gives the essence of what we are all about and how much fun we continue to have. And what, when you decide that you are giving yourself permission to free up, when, I mean, not pushing you, as soon as you're ready, that you would be able to do things your way, just like these people here.
Yes, so our shows up to the month of April is all about celebration. Yes?
Yes.
So let's celebrate. Doing it our way.
It's the only way to do it. So this month it's celebrating, it's freeing up.
Yes.
3 years. This is definitely a milestone, Jennifer. Not
It
many
is.
people are able to do it. Every single week we've been here for 3 years, having a grand time, and because of your feedback, we know it really does make a difference
Yep.
to you, and we do appreciate it. Thank you ever so much.
Yeah.
This is some of the feedback that we got. People were talking about events, and this is one of the attendees who really captured the essence of Connection 50 Plus and shared some of what Connection 50 Plus means to her. And we really do appreciate this kind of feedback. And this is a person who I think, Jennifer, would you agree, has given herself permission to free up?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
So
Yes.
here is Cheryl.
Well, before the pandemic, when you had an emancipation show here, it was so good, so great. The artists only drumming and all that. And what I find about the 5.8G Alive is that the name is the essence of the show, the 5.8G Alive, because you all are so consistent. And then when you finish view, I always feel energized, and I always feel, my spirit gets filled, even though sometimes I may have been in a rut, because sometimes whatever it was, you addressed it in some form. So I love looking at it. I go back sometimes and view ones that I did before. I go back and I look at them.
Most people don't
And
know you
I
could do
am
that, Jennifer.
extremely pleased
Yes, you have to remind them.
each other. Jennifer is always there smiling and smiling and a welcoming smile. But when Terry-Ann starts, she always punctuated with some little something, like on the show about being in the cave. We talked about don't stay inside that cave, because when you finish, you just find bones, and I find that was so, So I love to look at the show. I want to encourage us and tell others to come on board, to attend the events, because it's about really living life on the third act stage and about being fulfilled.
I am Esma Tyson.
The interesting hospitalist
This is Wendy Gibbs.
Rousey Rowley. It's Carol John Guevara.
I've done some activities with
She's very
Connection
shy.
50. And in the past, I always enjoy the gatherings that they have.
This is my first meeting with Connection 50 Plus. Looking forward to all new things that's going to happen. It seems to be a lot of fun.
It's important for us to stay connected in life as we reach, into our age where people might say you get old and you need to sit down and keep quiet. No, but 60 plus is the new 40. So that, Terry-Ann, I want to congratulate you and Jennifer on a job well done.
And she chatted with me, and at that time she was talking about doing this with Terry-Ann, and I met Terry-Ann, and I must say it's being done well, very good. I will say Connection 50 Plus is good vibes, good energy, connected, we all connected.
I was introduced to Connections 50 through Terry-Ann, and I met Jenny as well. And this is such a bold venture, and something that's so needed in our culture, in our country. I'm very passionate about the things you all do.
Jennifer, fun times are ahead.
So you all are in for such a great experience. Lots of fun, beautiful people to be with. And I know you may never have to go back, never be able to go to the Pitch Lake or Columbus Bay again. So come and enjoy an experience.
Yes. Time to free up again. So remember, give us a call. Call Jennifer, call myself. The numbers are there. And let's get our added capacity filled up very quickly. But there is a limit. We've doubled capacity, but there is a limit. And we are excited. September 22nd awaits. So see you then. Bye.
Bye.
50 Plus Tribe and followers from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus
5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.